Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is January 5th, 2022. This is episode 455, like a rocket 455 from an Oldsmobile. Hey, today we're looking at Apache delivery service. It's actually my second time on this video. First one, I sounded a little depressed, so I wanted to bring it up a notch and see if I get a little more excitement into it. Okay, Apache Delivery Service, Dark Horse is the publisher, comes in at a whopping $3.99. This is the first issue, and it's done by Matt Kindt, is the writer on this. Mike Kindt is doing a really nice job on the Keanu Reeves story, Berserker. Or is it Berserker? Yeah, it's Berserker. On the cover here, we get this kind of monochrome look of, I believe it's a Viet Cong soldier. Looks like he's going to shoot himself in the head. I'm not sure what that's about. This does take place for the most part in Vietnam, and we'll get into that a little bit. This is a not recommend, unfortunately. I did like the story. I thought the art was good. I was trying to get into it, and well, we'll get into it in just a little bit what things that happened. That was a little odd. Okay, let's take a quick look to see who worked on it. First of all, we've got this thing over here with the head on a stake and then the Indian arrow, and it says Dine 1967. So I don't know if that's a city or what, but 1967 is obviously the Vietnam War. The script is by Matt Kindt. Art and letters is by Tyler Jenkins. Colors is by Hillary Jenkins, and the cover artist for cover A is Tyler Jenkins. And let's take a quick look at this one more time. And there was a cover B. I don't remember if I saw it. It didn't make an impression, obviously. I don't remember. I could have seen it, but I just went ahead and got the regular one, which I usually do. Okay, so it starts out with our hero, and I'm not sure if they ever give his name in this. I don't recall, but it's 1962. An older gentleman is teaching him how to hunt, and he looks to be pretty old himself. I mean, older than, like, say, 13 or something. He looks like he could be 20 or a little older. And so we have this side story going on with him learning how to hunt, and then flipping to when he's in Vietnam 5 years later. He gets he's taught how to shoot here, and the next scene we have here, he's in Vietnam. He's just called in a napalm airstrike on a location. You can see he's got the radio equipment and his gun there, and he's been there. I believe it's either 2 weeks or 2 months. I can't remember which one, but he's built a big reputation for being this stealth person who's able to go in single-handedly, locate the enemy, and take him out. And so both his own army and the Viet Cong know of him, and they're out looking. The Viet Cong are out kind of spooked by him, how well he's doing against him. So we see him in the army again, or in the jungle again, and he sees a group of Viet Cong. Now, because he is brought up as a Navajo, he had the chance to learn these incredible stalking and tracking skills, and he is able to locate where they are at. He calls in the coordinates, and we see a jet take off. This is a Skyhawk. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I remember building this model as a kid, and it was a 1960s jet specifically. All the branches of the military had it. They didn't seem like they were around that long as they started going to the A-10 and other aircraft during that time. But he calls in the napalm strike, and on the napalm bombs is Apache Delivery Service. So he's outskirts. This mission is completed. He goes back in to the outpost or the fort or whatever you want to call it. He still doesn't, you can tell that it's bothering him. Something's bothering him really badly, and they really don't discuss what it is, if it's the other people, his comrades, or if it's just being in Vietnam or whatever, or the killing. It's never really described. And for some reason, everybody calls him an Apache, even though he's a Navajo. So that's kind of a sticking point to him. He goes in to talk to his commanding officer. This guy's all bearded up. And the guy looks kind of like a drunk, too. He says, hey, you're doing such a good job. I'm going to give you a chance to go on leave for a couple of weeks. And he turns it down. He says, no, I don't want to go on leave. I need to go back in the jungle. That's where I should be. I feel more at home there. He says, okay, whatever you want, you can go back in there. He goes, you and me, we're the same. We both enjoy killing. We don't know what we're going to do when this war is over. And he says, I don't enjoy killing. I just know that's my duty. And then we have this flashback to where he's cleaning the deer. And showing respect by putting on this bed of pine needles. I don't know why that portion comes up as something important, but it's in there. I got this strange thing over here. This is his commanding officer, and it's from behind. And I don't know if that's a chair back or a back brace or what, because it doesn't appear to be there in any of the pictures, but he is sitting in a chair here. So I just figured it might be some kind of chair back, and that the colorist and the inker kind of missed out on getting that one together. But anyway, he just gets his wish fulfilled, and he goes back into the jungle. On the way out, he sees one of these other guys, I guess one of these other killers. His deal is to collect ears from the Viet Cong and put them up on a post, and he just goes ahead and marches out. And the flashback to him cutting the deer, cleaning it out, and him getting sick the first time he ever cleaned a deer. Meantime, he is marching all the way through the rice paddies and swamps. It gets to be nightfall. He trips on something and almost goes through a tripwire. And he finds the bomb it's attached to, disconnects it, and actually takes it with him. Whether or not that plays an important part in the future, I don't know, but it's in his backpack now. It's like a claymore or something like that. And he continues on through the marshes. He comes across some skeleton remains. I don't know. And it flashback to that deer on the pine needles, and you see the rice paddies down here. So the art in it is pretty good. I did enjoy the art in here, and I was enjoying the story as it went along. He locates a group of Viet Cong and just kind of spies on them for a while. He hears them talking about some mysterious thing that it's not him, but it's someone that apparently kills soldiers and puts their torso on a stick. And he's wondering what that's all about. He doesn't really know. So he goes ahead and marches off deeper into the jungle. He sees someone in the distance, a silhouette, as he comes up on it closer. To his horror, when the lightning strikes, he sees that it's one of those decomposing torsos on a stick, and he freaks out and kind of falls back and falls into a trap. It's an actual snag here. You can see it gets him, and it pulls him up into the tree, knocks him out. When he awakes, he is in a house, a regular house, and he's tied up to a bed. Pretty much looks like he's naked. He's just got his boxers on. And there's a old, looks like to be an old English gentleman with a hunting rifle, saying, yeah, caught you. Please let me explain. I think you can help me. I can't do it myself. If you're willing to go with me, I'll let you go when we're done. I'm out to find Nazi gold. So that's kind of how this thing ended, and it just didn't seem like it didn't pull the first 18, 19 pages. Suddenly we get thrown with either looking for Nazi gold. This guy says he's just blending in the jungle, and then we get this shot, which I'm not sure if that's who that's supposed to be. If it's the mysterious guy doing the bodies on the torso. So anyway, I feel like there should have been more explanation. This, especially since this is a first issue. Here is the cover for issue 2 here. It's done in the same kind of monochrome type thing with the standout on the Apache delivery service. It goes on sale February 9th. Yeah, I was kind of thrown for a loop why Nazi gold is suddenly in this. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. Um, there's better Vietnam books out there. The one that I can totally recommend if you are kind of into the Vietnam genre is a horror book called Vietnam Horror, and that came out from Behemoth last year. It was only 3 issue arc, and it was really good, really strong. I think it might have been 4 issues. I can't remember exactly, but very intense. Much more than this. But I was enjoying the story. Then all of a sudden, this Nazi gold thing just kind of said, "Oh, brother." Okay, they have Black Hammer Reborn, an ad for that. Joy Operations with Brian Michael Bendis on that one. Oh, this one has a little blurb about how amazing, just flat out amazing this is. It's Patton Oswalt saying that. It's a Jeff Lemire book, but Mr. Oswalt has just thrown Dave Chappelle under the bus. Oh, brother. Okay, Between Heaven and Hell, Daisy. I did look at this. It just didn't look that interesting to me. It's a tale both horrific and beautiful from Colin Lorimore. I passed on that one. Lorimore's art will pull you into his world. Big shiny robot said that. And then we get this last interesting picture here of a I don't know if it's a lynched skeleton or just a skeleton hung up. It was a lynched person that turned into a skeleton. It's hard to say, but we get that sign again, whatever that means. So yeah, this is not a recommend, unfortunately. I do like Mike Kindt's writing. Like I am reading Berserker, and that has been a very, very good book. This one just, I think you're going to go broke buying this if they're only going to give you this much information in a single issue. All the information they gave, like I said at the beginning, does not really correspond with the last couple pages at all. So, and the subplot or the flashbacks really don't seem to match up with what the story is going on. So it's a not recommend for me. Thank you for stopping by and listening to this review of Apache Delivery Service #1. As always, please like, please subscribe if you haven't. Please leave comments if you wish. And we'll see you next time at the Temple of Tomes. I know the next book that I am going to recommend is, or read, or do a review on, is going to be recommended because I've already read it. So you have that to look forward to. All right, take care, everybody. This is Indie Comics Jones from the Temple of Tomes, bidding you adieu.